Welcome everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Isaac's talk. Isaac is a ag extension specialist, and he works specifically in Yavapai and Coconino County. That said, he is willing to provide assistance and help all new producers and growers in Northern Arizona. So with that, I really look forward to the talk that Isaac's prepared for us. So if everyone just wants to take a look, he's going to tell us a lot of general trends around farmers and what we can do to better support each other. So with that, Isaac, take it away.
All right. Thank you to everyone for this opportunity to give this talk. So I'm going to be giving a talk on sustainable and regenerative agricultural practices among small-scale farmers on local food production and safety in Arizona. And the focus will be in Yavapai and Coconino County. Thank you to Darren and the other people for putting this together. And let's see what we can make out of this presentation today. Yeah, so I'll give you an overview of what cooperative extension is. So I work for the University of Arizona, and we in the Department of Cooperative Extension, we work closely with farmers, trying to bring research to farmers at a comprehensive level for farmers to be able to utilize it. Yeah, so when we have a look at this, we have the university at this side with a lot of knowledge that is not being utilized, and also have farmers on this other side here with issues and related problems that the research could solve. So what we do is that we in cooperative extension, we come together as agents and specialists, both on campus and at the district levels, county levels, to bridge that gap between the research information and then the issues relating to farmers. So we bring the knowledge from the universities to farmers, and also bring the issues that the farmers are having that we may not be able to solve with immediate information to the university level for more research to be done, investigations for us to find solutions to that. And the aim is to deliver relevant education to improve lives, communities, and then the economy and environment. So when we look at the demographics of Arizona, small-scale farming, the number of farms are increasing rapidly. And when we look at the average farm size, it's also decreasing. So we can see here that the number of farms from 1997 to 2017 have increased by 124%. And when we look at the farm size, average farm size has also reduced in the same period by 57%, which is an indication that we should give more attention to small-scale farmers to support them in whichever way possible to increase local food production. So it's also an indication that in the future, small-scale farming will probably be the people that will be the main suppliers of our local food and resources. And when we look at the demographic in terms of farm size and income, in Arizona, 60% of the farmers have between 1 to 9 acres of land. And majority of farmers, which is about 87%, earn less than $25,000 a year. Also, we have more than 50% of the farmers in Arizona to be either women or native farmers. So that's the need. That is why there was a need for this program, Commercial Horticulture and Small Acreage, in Yavapai and Coconino County, where most of these small-scale farmers are. And the aim of this program, which I am leading the effort, is to increase food production in Northern Arizona through research and extension work. And we can do this through farmer collaborations and extension programming. So it's very important to emphasize that this program is new and we are not trying to build it from scratch. So, and I'm the first on this role to build this program. So you are all welcome to be on board and to participate in all the programs that we do and to make the program successful so we can support the local farmers, growers in Yavapai and Coconino County and beyond. Well, some of the programs that we have so far, when you go to the website, the Small Scale Farmers Colloquium that we hold every month. You are mostly welcome to join us. If you go online, Google Small Scale Farmers Colloquium 2021, you'll see it. And this is a platform that we created for farmers to be able to share knowledge among themselves. So we have most of farmers giving talks and presentations on their operations and success stories and challenges that they face. Yeah. Another program that we have is the beginner farmers program that I'm trying to put together. We just put it online to train farmers who are interested in coming, new farmers who are interested in going to growing as well. And this is going to be with support of some host farmers who have agreed to host these incoming farmers. Yeah, so you can check on our website. We have more publications there on all activities that are going on the farm at the farm level. And then if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Yeah. So because it's a new program, a need assessment was conducted. And the need assessment, when you look at the need assessment, most of the farmers' needs are in the area of soil fertility and quality management, followed by sustainable agricultural practices and also crop pest insect management. Conservative agriculture and other food safety information training are also important to the farmers, irrigation and water use efficiencies. Yeah, so these are the areas of priority that we'll be looking at based on this need assessment that we conducted in 2020. When we look at the trend in sustainable agricultural practices at the state level, we can see that most of the farmers are using, there's an increased trend in no-till, reduced tillage, cover crop use, and then also manure, right? But mostly it's a reduced tillage that is the most common practice, followed by the use of manure. And when we talk about the use of manure, it comes with an issue of food safety at the farm scale, at the farm level. Because the manure, there is a potential of contaminations from pathogens such as E. coli, and which must be managed well to prevent foodborne diseases, pathogens, contaminations to the food, which may result in some diseases and stuff when the vegetables are eaten, which I'll talk a little bit more later on. Yeah, so this is an example of how we can use manure. So basically, you see that in this graph here, the use of manure has a good potential of increasing soil fertility. And you can see that this is the nitrogen level was reduced, but the rest of the nutrients were all increased, right? And the reason for this nitrate level reduction is nitrate is very mobile in the soil. And this particular site where this long-term trial was done is flood irrigation that is being used. So when you flood irrigate after a poultry manure application or any other manure application or any fertilizer application, what you are doing is that you are potentially just washing the nitrate away. Yeah, so best management practices are very well needed as well to be able to reduce the incidence of leaching nitrate into our environment, which is a pollutant that needs to be managed. So apart from the potential pathogens, best management practices are also required when we are using these materials so that we don't contaminate the environment. So possible ways to manage this best management practices on farm is to use wash stations. They come in different forms, and also use the best quality water as much as possible. Do testing for your water quality regularly to be sure that there are no pathogens in there. So the way to set up your wash station on farm is the one. The workflow has to be from one direction to the other. For example, the first diagram, your crops are arriving from the field at the left. Wash them, start the washing from here, and then you end packaging on the other side, so you don't cross-contaminate what has been washed with what has not been washed. And in a complex system where you have everything well set up, you see the arrows pointing harvest arrival, and then washing station area, and then you add right here, and then here is a cold storage in case they are not ready for distribution yet. And then loading side is here, and then delivery goes on here. So you see, you don't cross-contaminate, and then you have to really follow strict protocols with washing hands and using the right gloves and things like that. So even if there is some potential contamination in the field, in the soil, you're able to wash it away and not contaminate other produce. What we have to also know is that it's not necessary to wash all produce, but you have to let your growers, your consumers know that they are not washed. For example, carrot is good to wash, but fruits and vegetables that are not having any stains or soil on them may not be necessary to wash them. So just let the customers know that they are not washed, and when they reach home, they should be able to wash it before they use it and things like that. Another way, apart from the wash station, to prevent these pathogens is that there are regulations on how many days you can use the manure in the field before harvesting. So for crops that have direct contact um, to the soil, when you use the manure, it should be at least it should be 120 days before harvesting. And those that do not have contact with the soil, it should be like 90 days. Those things you can get them when you take the give gap training, which is also, it's not compulsory for small scale farmers, but it's necessary for us to have the health information. So taking it will be a good information for you. More resources are available on this. Darren, I think I shared it with you before. I should be able to share that. I think Darren will share that publication with you too. So basically the role of small scale farmers in the future for sustainable local food production is very key, because we see that the small scale farmers, they are the source of local fresh food production for us. We go to the farmers market, we get fresh food through the community supported agriculture. And then we also go to the farm stand or road stand and to just buy this fresh food from our local farmers and enjoy them. They also increase biodiversity on the field, because they grow different diverse crops, use cover crops as well to increase diversity, which are very key components of controlling pests and diseases, and also increasing soil fertility and things like that. And these same farmers increase sustainable agricultural practices, which may be difficult to install in larger scale farmers like agroforestry and things like that. And in a nutshell, they also have increased rural community empowerment and development, because these small-scale farmers, as we see them, they are employing people in the community to help in the production, in the sale, and in processing and all these other channels that they produce employment and support to other families and things like that. Because they are not using mostly not using synthetic chemicals, they also help reduce the greenhouse gas and carbon footprint. So when we have small scale farmers locally producing and we're able to get more food locally, there wouldn't be the need for long trucks transporting food from long distance, burning all these gas to come and give us food here. To be more sustainable this way, to have local farmers who are producing locally for us than having long trucks transporting food from California and other places to us. Yeah. So we see that the role of the small scale farmers is very crucial to sustainable local food production. Yeah, so these were some of the programs that I mentioned before as upcoming programs. We have the Small Scale Farmers Colloquium. The website is right here. You can just go ahead and register now. We have every month programs going up. Next month will be, we are listening to farmers from Yopai and Kono County, telling us about their stories, how they started, the history, the success stories, and the challenges they're facing as farmers. And then in the coming months, too, we have for Flagstaff, we have some number of farmers there that will also do same. And along the line, we have different speakers coming from either within the state or out of state, talking to us about the best management practices, pest disease control, soil health practices, and think about anything that the local farm based on the need assessment that I showed you. Yeah, so how to use a grape pomace to reduce soil pH and enhancing soil fertility is also one of the projects that I've been working on, trying to use local materials to improve soil health and fertility. And yeah, the link below will take us direct to the program, which will happen on the 31st of this month, which is just 2 days away. Yeah, so you're more than welcome to join to visit our website, Commercial Horticulture and Small Acreage program. And then you have a ton of information on pests, diseases, and on-farm food safety and other resources that will be very useful to you. But if you need any other help, you can also call me, just send me a direct email, which is also at the website for Commercial Horticulture and Small Acreage. Yeah, so at this point, I thank you all for listening, and I hope that you have some useful information here that will help in your operations. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Isaac. Really great presentation, and hopefully I learned some things both from the first time and this time. So excited to kind of see what other people can learn from it. We have a couple questions for you. What are some of the struggles you have seen for new producers in Northern Arizona?
Yeah, so the struggle so far is mostly resources to support them because the weather here is kind of not predictable. It could be freezing in somewhere June. You could have some freeze time in June. So having these crops out there in June, it's just extra work for the farmers to keep track and cover the crops so they don't get their crops totally frozen, freeze shock. And some of the ways they have tackled that is to use the high tunnels. So they had support from the NRCS to put up high tunnels where they can grow these vegetables throughout the year in these tunnels without having to worry about these freezing times. And the other challenge has been this COVID outbreak. But the farmers have been very smart in the way they dealt with the COVID by going online, opening online shopping and distribution orders and distribution to consumers. And in one way, I think the COVID was kind of triggered people to want to buy more local produce than ever before, because people want to reduce how many people touch what they want to eat before they eat it. So just going to the farmer to buy it is just one example for them that they could reduce how many hands are touching what they're going to eat and things like that. Yeah, so basically local data on production is also another issue. There's limited local data on productions, which is what I'm working on this composting project. Hopefully we'll be able to get some funding coming in as well, so we'll be able to get more local data on different crops and productions, and yeah, to share with the farmers as much as we can to help them in that regard as well. And financially, land is another big thing that the farmers are facing. Access to farmland is it's very expensive to get in. Most people want to go into farming, but land is very expensive for them to be able to acquire and then go into farming. Yeah, so these are some of the basic little things that the farmers are really having challenges with. And there will really be like holistic support both at the local, county, and then the state level to support the small scale farmers equally as the big farmers are having the maximum support. Yeah, the farmers at Yuma, Maricopa, because they are mostly big ag, all the research is centered around these areas and not giving much attention to small scale farmers, which is, we hope that that will change. And looking at the state demographics, that the small scale farms are getting more, the farm sizes are reducing and the number of farms are increasing. Yeah, hopefully there'll be some attention there to focus on equally on small scale farming, also just as the big farm activities. Yeah.